Oh my gosh, I didn't. I overslept again. That's what I get for staying up late and watching Bridgerton. Now, I gotta get dressed, but I got no clean underwear. Maybe I have a pair over there, a spare tire. The tire's got a leak. It's running low. It's gonna blow out when I'm on the road. I gotta hit the road. I gotta get the kids to school. I hope the glue is dry in that science project that's due. It's due today. Today is the parent-teacher conference. I gotta sit and hear how my kid is so different. Okay, he's not making A's. He's not even making C's. You would think 5th grade is like getting a college degree, but at least he's not failing. Is he failing? Am I failing? Of course I'm failing. I mean, look around. The house is full of crap, and the kids are talking back, and the baby won't take naps, and I got no healthy snacks, and the bills are all stacked, and now my teenage son is obsessed with Axe. But I'm doing the best that I can. But am I really? I mean, these TikTok moms, they make it look so easy with the hair and the skin and the boobs and the butt. And I look in the mirror and I'm like, what? Is this my body? No wonder sex is so boring. I grab a book and he ends up snoring, but I can't be everything to everyone all the time. I'll just smile. I'll say that I'm fine, but I'm drowning when I should be swimming, and I'm falling apart under these plates that I'm spinning, and the seconds keep ticking, and I'm running out of time. I just keep getting further behind, and it's just so much. It feels like a lot, and sometimes I wish my mom brain would just stop. And that is what it's like. That is what it's like inside the mom brain, 24/7. A mom actually loses 4% of her gray matter when she becomes a mom. I mean, mom brain is real. And here's the cherry on top. It doesn't go back. It stays that way. I have given birth to 7 children, one at a time. They are all grown. They're all adults. They have kids of their own. And I still have mom brain. So what is mom brain? Actually, mom brain is the brain changing its priority. See, when a woman, before she has a baby, the number one priority of her brain is to keep her alive. After she has a baby, the number one priority of her brain, keep her kids alive. So what this means is she now notices everything around her, any potential threat, but it's all happening on an unconscious level. And, well, sometimes her brain, with all of this feedback, gets a little glitchy. It's like a phone. Everyone's got one of these, right? Okay, I'll be on my phone. Tell me this has ever happened to you. The texts aren't coming through, the videos are dropping, things are going wrong, your phone just gets glitchy, right? So inevitably, one of my kids will grab my phone, and they're like, Mom, oh my gosh, how many apps do you have open, right? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Well, that's like mom brain. It's like a brain with all the apps open. Now, good news, there is some good news here, is that you are picking up on all the slightest subtle threats around you. So what this means is you notice things that other people don't. Anyone ever heard of mother's intuition? Okay, that's mom brain. Amen. That is mom brain, right? And so we pick up on things other people don't even notice. For example, we're the ones that grab the toddler's arm right before they run out into traffic. We're the ones that the kid comes home from school and you just know something's a little off, right? No one else notices, but you're like, I know something's up. We're the ones who notices when the house is a little too quiet. Anyone know what I'm talking about? Yeah, so it's good. Mom brain works for us. It helps us keep our kids alive. But there's bad news. And the bad news is we get so distracted. See, with all that information coming into our brains on an unconscious level, we start to get distracted, we get confused, we lose focus, we start things, we don't finish them, we walk in a room, we forget why we walked in there in the first place, our kids talking to us, we don't even know what they're saying. We're pulling away from Starbucks, the kids buckled, but our coffee's on the hood of the car, and it gets so crazy. You're even having conversations and you can't even finish your sentences. Yeah, yes, mom brain. So what do we do? Well, if left unmanaged, Mom brain is gonna make you confused, frustrated, overwhelmed, overstimulated, and we all know if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. So we can actually learn to work our mom brain instead of letting it work us. And we can do this with just 3 simple shifts. The first shift, interrupt. We have to learn how to interrupt that dialogue that's going on in the mom brain because it's incessant. So here's the problem. A thought cannot battle a thought. They're like on the same plane. So what we need to do, instead of trying to outthink the mom brain, we need an external stimulus to interrupt an internal pattern. Now, what does this look like? It could look like an alarm that goes off on your phone or on your watch every hour, kind of helps you get out of your head for a moment. It can be a little snap on the wrist when you feel that mom brain dialogue getting too tight, you feel the stiffness, you feel that anxiety creep up. It could be a whistle around your neck. When I first started learning how to make over my mom brain, I wore a whistle around my neck all the time and would blow the whistle every time I would hear that dialogue and feel the anxiety creep up. And I blew that whistle a lot, especially with all my kids, right? I mean, I'm sure the neighbors either thought I was a drill sergeant or an overwhelmed mom, but I mean, who says you can't be both? Like, I worked that. So if we can interrupt the mom brain, then what we have an opportunity to do is then imagine. So number 2, imagine. Now the mom brain has an incredible imagination. The only problem is we're using it to create the worst case scenarios. The mom brain is brilliant at imagining the most horrific details of every tragedy that could possibly happen to our families. I remember one time, my husband Blair and I, we had watched this movie on alien abduction. Yeah, well, we go to bed and he just rolls over and goes to sleep. I am lying awake in bed till 2:45 in the morning, pitting out, heart beating out of my chest, freaking out, devising an escape route for me and all 7 kids, he's on his own, me and all 7 kids to get out of the house just in case aliens invade. Now, it sounds crazy, right? But it makes perfect sense to the mom brain. I had it all planned out. I'd put the baby in my shirt. I'd tie my shirt, the toddler on the back. I'll put the rope ladder down. I gotta go first. I gotta catch any kids. Made perfect sense, had it all planned out. But that's the mom brain. I mean, think about it. If the number 1 priority is to keep your kids alive, you're going to plan and prep for every catastrophe that could happen. Now, that's imagination, but what if we could interrupt the mom brain and then we have a window just long enough to insert something more favorable. Imagine something more positive. What am I doing right here? How am I showing up? What's working out for me? What can I be grateful for? If you can direct your mind towards something more positive, now all of a sudden the adrenaline and cortisol levels go down, the serotonin and the dopamine levels come up, and you got this peace that passes all understanding, and finally you can do number 3, which is implement. So I believe that a routine is a mom's best friend, and here's why. Because most people live lives that are very, I call it routine typical. You know when you get up in the morning, you know when you go to bed at night, you know when you're having lunch, you know when you have a meeting, you know when the meeting's over. Now for a mom, we don't have that luxury. Our lives, I call it very routine divergent, because we never know what we're gonna wake up to. We never know what's gonna happen during the day. We always have to be prepared for everything. And this is how it is for a working mom, whether you're working out of the house or in the house, because every mom is a working mom. And so when you're constantly having to deal with a life that's so routine divergent, what do? And you're always making decisions. And what happens? Our brain gets tired. Your brain actually burns more glucose than any other organ in the body. So it does get tired of making so many decisions. Now, for a mom, that's like 10x because we're making so many decisions during the day. So we have decision fatigue by the time 4, 5, 6 rolls around. We're toast. We're done. So what can we do about that? What if we could make less decisions? So a routine, once established, is like a decision you're making ahead of time. I mean, think about it. You prep your meals, one less decision. Lay out your clothes the night before, one less decision. Put your bills on auto pay, one less decision. And pretty soon, you're more powerful, you're more productive, your stress level is down, and you're a happier mom. And happier moms create happier families. And happier families create a happier world. So do the world a favor, and let's learn how to make over our mom brain. Thank you so much.